If you are someone interested in pursuing master's or PhD in any discipline with fully funded scholarship, then this video is for you. I'll be covering everything you need to know about securing fully funded scholarship positions in universities across Europe, Asia, USA, Australia, and New Zealand. I'm breaking down this video into the following segments: what is actually fully funded scholarships, what all it covers, deciding which country or universities that you need to apply, conducting potential research supervisors or professors, types of scholarships, the eligibility criteria and factors that is considered for ranking your application, documents required for your application, and preparing for your interviews. First thing is, what exactly is a fully funded scholarship? A fully funded scholarship covers all your tuition fees and often includes a stipend for living expenses, health insurance, and sometimes even your travel cost. Most of the universities gives you a relocation reimbursement for your visa and airfare tickets once you arrive in the university. These fully funded options are available for both PhD and masters. But compared to PhD, options for masters are very limited. But still, there is a possibility if you explore the options committedly. There are two types of masters: masters by coursework and masters by research. Masters by coursework have very rare chance of full scholarships. But masters by research has various options. You don't have to go through any agencies, you can apply by yourself. These scholarships are highly competitive but incredibly rewarding, allowing you to focus entirely on your studies and research. So, if you are enrolled into a PhD or master's program which is fully funded, you don't have to pay any fees, and each month you will be getting stipends. The amount of stipends vary in different countries, but in most cases, the amount will be sufficient to cover your food, travel, and accommodation if you are living without your family. Deciding which country or universities. The first step in your journey is researching your options. You need to identify universities and programs that align with your interest and career goals. What matters more is the university and a good funding option. You can find the best universities from various websites, the QS World Rankings, or from the research papers of your research area. Just don't focus only on the top institutes like Harvard, MIT, Stanford. Explore different countries and universities. Start by visiting university websites and looking at their postgraduate research options. Each university website will have links to the list of researchers. Go through the profile of professors or potential supervisors. Try to shortlist a few professors whose works best aligns with your previous backgrounds or interest. It doesn't need to be exactly the same background, but you cannot simply pick one random person. Carefully go through their research interests and try to find out the best person. This is a very important step. This applies for everyone who is looking into fully funded options for pursuing masters by research or PhD. Reaching out to potential advisors or professors. Once you have shortlisted the professors, the next step is approaching them through emails. Remember, most of the professors receives a lot of emails from different candidates each month. You should make sure that your email is concise and professional. Make them feel that you have done a thorough understanding of their research and ongoing works. They should not feel like they are just an option from your shortlisted ones. Make it clear that which part of the research excited you. Just don't tell like you're passionate about genetics, immunology, breeding, etc. Be specific. For that, try to read their papers before you send them an email. It's not like reading the entire paper. I mean to say, you should have an overall idea of what is his or her research interest and what are their ongoing projects. I strongly recommend you to attach a cover letter and CV when you email them. It makes them feel like you're really interested and prepared. Types of scholarship. Once you contact a potential supervisor, and if they are interested in your profile, they will let you know the different options for getting scholarships. There are different ways to get scholarship. First one is university PhD scholarship, funding from supervisor's research grant. Scholarships can be from industries if your supervisor's project is collaborated with industries. Several industry sponsors international students to do masters or PhD. Scholarships from other government bodies or research institutions. Your potential supervisor will let you know what options are available to you once you contact them. Once your supervisor confirms that he's happy to take you as a master's or PhD student, the next step is applying for your PhD candidature and scholarship. Applying for PhD candidature or scholarship. Factors affecting your ranking and documents required. Sometimes applications are same for both PhD admission in a university and scholarship. In some cases, you may need to submit separate application for your candidature and scholarship. Your supervisor will let you know about it. But before you prepare your application, make sure you have cleared the English language exam if it's one of the criteria for eligibility in the PhD candidature. I know most of the universities mentions about an English language certificate if you don't have an IELTS, TOEFL or PT score. But I highly recommend you to take any one of these exams which can help your application to be competitive among students who don't take an English language test score. The person who reviews your application rank your profile based on your CV or statement of purpose, cover letter, research proposal, your academic achievements, publications, English language requirements, and the recommendation letters. If you don't have good publications, make sure you can get good rankings in other criteria. Almost all the scholarship applications requires you to submit a research proposal. You can prepare this after discussing with your potential supervisor. Make sure you discuss with them before you submit your application. Usually the supervisors will help you in preparing this. They will give an outline of their ongoing research projects and they would like you to get involved. So your proposal should be something that aligns with your supervisor's existing research project. Make sure you have good referees to give you a good recommendation letter. This can be your previous lecturers, supervisors, employers who can give you a really good recommendation. The recommendation letters should be genuine, that describes about your previous research experience, expertise and skills. Some universities provide a default template for sending to your referees. They just have to fill it and send it back to your universities before your application deadline. And finally, preparing for your interviews. Some scholarships and programs require interviews as a part of the selection process. Often, you will be asked to prepare a presentation of your previous research. For PhD students, they may ask to present your master's research. Be ready to discuss your academic interest, academic background, and future goals. Confidence and clarity are key during interviews. Show your passion for your field and explain how the scholarship will help you to achieve your goals. Sometimes the interview can be technical as well, so be prepared. That's it for today's ultimate guide on securing fully funded scholarships for your PhD or Masters. I hope you found this video helpful and feel more confident about the application process. But if you have any specific questions or need further guidance, feel free to leave a comment below on this video. I will do a separate Q&A session to answer your specific questions. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more educational content. Good luck with your applications and I will see you in the next video.